Alright, Yellowstone Parks Project. My project is about Yellowstone National Park. My name is Colton Griffiths, and today is 5/15/2021. The history of Yellowstone. Yellowstone, as a short synopsis here, is the world's first national park. Established March 1st, 1872 by President Ulysses S. Grant and Congress. The gold rush in the 1870s all the way throughout the 70s, from my reading, it was more prominent in the first 5 years of the 70s, 1870s I should say. Made that area popular, made several areas popular, but that area in particular. And during that time, they started, or a group of men and women or what have you there, went on the expedition of the 1870s, is what they called it. They named Old Faithful during this expedition, Tower Falls, Yellowstone Lake. Not all Yellowstone is in Wyoming. I just like to let people know that, but over 90% of it is. So basically it is Wyoming's, in my opinion. Now, Yellowstone, is it active? Yes, Yellowstone is active. Scientists don't foresee any eruptions anytime soon, is what they say from all my reading, but they don't actually have a number. I got 100 years, something I watched said 1,000, and another thing I read said it's undetermined. So we'll just go with not for a long time, and hopefully not in our century here of us living. But I just like this picture. I did go ahead and borrow that from National Geographic there and cite it. Well, that is a horrible picture, but volcanic activity. This is supposed to be an over-personification. Over 2 million years ago, Yellowstone erupted and covered 5,000 square miles of ash. 5,000 square miles is a lot. To put that in perspective, if I'm getting this right, it's about half our size of our country. A little less than that. It's one of the biggest eruptions on Earth ever. One of them. I mean, reading, I saw at least one other big one that was possibly bigger, but that's a big eruption. You could easily call that a devastating eruption. I just like this photo because it explained to me when I was trying to figure out what a caldera was. Yellowstone caldera. Basically, magma is heating up the water. It's, building up groundwater, whatever the case may be. And it's not necessarily coming out. It's just building up, building up, building up. Earth crust, and then this is the geyser, Hypothetically, this is the Old Faithful, and this is another geyser here. I just found that very helpful when I was first looking at the caldera. I was like, what is that? And really, this is the caldera right here. That dip. And then the geysers. And this is the whole important part of it. Like the magma heating up the water. And then the V shape, well, more of a W shape for the Yellowstone caldera. Old Faithful. One of the many thermal vents. One of the many. Over 10,000 thermal features in Yellowstone, including mud spots, thermal vents, hot springs, and steam vents. Thousands of gallons of water come out of the thermal vents in Yellowstone approximately every hour. It's not exactly every hour, but it is a very reliable geyser, a very reliable thermal vent. And it is fun for tourists, as you can see. And I apologize again for the quality of the photo. Roughly 285 species of birds live relatively safely on this preserved land. And 65 species of mammals reside, oh my goodness, in Yellowstone. Basic minerals of Yellowstone: andesite, that is found, or that is fine-grained igneous rock. We know this, but it's just very popular, andesite, in that area. Basalt, this is pretty popular just all around the earth, but basalt that is darker colored, extrusive igneous rock. And then alluvium. that comes from extreme deposits of sand and gravel, and that's pretty common as well. But these are all pretty common. And then yeah, that's my works cited. I thank you for your time on this presentation.